Hi, this is Mati Fuller. I use tarot, numbers, and chakras to help you understand your relationships. So this is the weekly Love Tarot reading for Capricorn from March 23 to 29. Please keep in mind this is a general reading. If it resonates, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then this reading is not for you. So let's see what's going on with Capricorn, relationships, soulmate and twin flame connection from March 23 to 29. Okay, this is another relationship where you're not going through an easy time right now. Maybe there are no easy times right now. You know, with all the planets and the virus and everything else, it probably brings out the worst in people. Anyway, your partner has the 5 of Wands. They're fighting and bickering and frustrated with you, even though they still love you, Queen of Cups. But they're not having a good time with the relationship as it is right now. If you add up those two numbers, you get 5 plus 1, that's 6. That's the Lover's card in the tarot. So they're definitely feeling like the relationship is not harmonious right now. It's not flowing. It's very frustrating. And they don't know how to create peace with you right now, even though they love you. They also have the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands has to do with marriage, commitment. They were having such high hopes for this relationship that, you know, this is the one and we can have a solid foundation to build our future on, etc., etc. But right now, they're feeling that maybe that's not so. Maybe I have to look for somebody else. 7 of Cups. Maybe I just have to look for a better match, you know? And if you add up 7 and 4, you get 11, which has to do with justice. Justice is about living your truth, telling your truth, being honest about how you feel about stuff. So that takes a lot of courage to actually speak your truth and express your truth however you need to do it, regardless of where the relationship is going. But that's kind of where you're at right now because the relationship really doesn't feel very good. Okay, you have the Sun card, which has to do with love and joy and success, those kind of things. But you also have the Judgment card. You want love and joy and success. You want the relationship to work out. But at the same time, you're holding on to grudges. You're being stubborn. You're holding on to grudges. And if you don't want to let go of those, you're not going to get the success that you want. Okay? You have to do some forgiveness work. You may even have to apologize about something or definitely forgive something. If we add up those numbers, you get 19 plus 20, that's 39. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12, of course, is the Hangman. So you feel like you can't move forward with this relationship. You can't go to the place that you want to be. You can't make it happy and successful right now. And the reason is because you're holding a grudge. The grudge is between the two of you. The Judgment card is the wedge between you right now. All right, you also have the 6 of Pentacles. You do want to share with your partner, and you're really worried about the relationship. You're just obsessing about it and being super worried about what's going to happen. But you're kind of creating your own situation here, especially with the 9 of Swords. Swords is 3rd chakra. It has to do with overthinking and overcomplicating everything and making it worse than it is. And that, combined with the Judgment card, where you're holding a grudge, is kind of a disaster recipe for disaster. You know, you're not going to be able to squeeze a flowing, loving relationship into a situation where somebody's holding a grudge and being worried and wanting to share at the same time. That is just a conflicting energy frequency. It's like yes, no, maybe, all in one person. Okay, so let's see how you feel about each other. Find out if there is any hope for this relationship. How does partner feel about Capricorn? How does Capricorn feel about partner? From March 23 to 29. We're going through so many astrological changes right now, plus the whole virus thing, that relationships are definitely suffering all across the board. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to split up, but it means that You have to have some understanding to be able to cope with the issues of the relationship. So, how do you feel about each other? It's not just your fault. I can see that. Your partner is afraid they're going to end up on the street, that you're going to break up with them because they have very strict values that they're imposing on you right now, that you may or may not like, and they don't want any love from you unless you accept those values. So they're being rigid, extremely rigid, and it's almost like this ultimatum energy, like either you take it or, you know, either you can accept my values or I will not accept any love from you anymore. Very rigid, like that. And you are not responding very well to that. You have the Four of Pentacles. This figure can either be too clingy, or they can hold on to their pentacles like they're doing here and say, well, if that's how it's going to be, I'm not going to share with you at all. I'm just going to go for a walk in my garden alone and enjoy my aloneness. And I'm going to focus on making money so I can make myself feel safe financially, since I'm not safe emotionally right now. So you guys are not even trying to work this out. Interesting. You're both being super rigid. Okay. So how is that affecting the relationship? Okay. Your partner is definitely questioning your whole connection. Three of Wands has to do with not being sure if they want to commit to the relationship or not. They're more focused on finding their strength, the 8 card. And if you have 8 plus 3, you get 11, which is the justice energy again. It's about living your truth, expressing your truth, standing up for what you feel is the truth, what you feel the right thing is. So your partner is definitely trying to really tune into who they are and what feels right for them, which is a good thing. You still have the Judgment card. You're not willing to let go of your grudges. And you have the 9 of Swords. You're still really worried about the relationship. I mean, it's not easy to forgive somebody that have done something that you really have a hard time letting go of, especially if you feel like they betrayed you or stabbed you in the back or something. But if you want this to go anywhere, you have to let go of the grudge. You have to forgive your partner, because if you don't, you're just going to freak yourself out to the point where you can't even sleep at night. The energy between, so if we add up those numbers, we get 20 plus 9, that's 29. And 2 plus 9 is 11. So you also have the Justice card. You're both running justice energy. You both have to learn to speak your truth and really take a chance. Like, what if I speak my truth and the person doesn't want to hear it? What if they don't love me if I speak my truth? This is such a huge issue that everybody has. But at least you're both on the same page when it comes to having the need to speak your truth in the relationship. And maybe that can transform everything if you actually have the courage to do it, especially if you're both doing it. All right, so the energy between the two of you is the 3 of Pentacles, partnership, and the 6 of Wands, giving each other recognition. Maybe you just have to recognize that the truth is valid for each one of you. When you add up those numbers, you get 6 plus 3, that's 9. 9 is an ending vibration, but in a positive sense, if you can actually work through this issue, 9 can be unconditional love as well. So it's up to you whether you want the relationship to end or whether you want to come to a place of unconditional love. So that'll be interesting to see what you choose. All right, so we need some advice for Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn. How to deal with this. I always find it really interesting that even though different cards come out for the different partners in the relationship, sometimes the number values add up to the same vibration and you're actually going through the same issue, even with different cards on the table. That to me is fascinating. Okay, so the cards are saying there is a possibility for a new beginning with a long-term connection with your partner. You do have a lot invested in this relationship and you're hoping that things are going to work out better in the future. 7 of Pentacles, that's the harvest. You do feel like your partner is your treasure. It's everything that you've ever wanted. And you would like to have a happy family life with that person. So keep that in mind when you're sitting there stubbornly holding on to your grudges, that you could make a mistake if you don't let go. All right. And so you have 3 cards here that shows that a new beginning is possible. You have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the end of a cycle and a new beginning. And you also have the 10 of Cups, which is another end of a cycle and new beginning. And the 10s always have to do with evaluating the cycle you just went through and creating a new beginning in a new cycle. So there's definitely potential and hope in this relationship. It's really up to you what you choose. All right, so that was the reading for Capricorn. I hope you like it. Please put your thumbs up and subscribe. And don't be afraid to share it with your friends. And thank you for listening. Bye.